Many Harley-Davidson engines are built to be absolutely indestructible, lasting you for hundreds of thousands of miles. While everyone's bikes are falling apart, these engines outlast any other ones out there. Today, we're exposing the 15 most indestructible Harley engines that were ever built. You'll never want to buy any other engine again after seeing number 1. Starting our countdown at number 15 is Harley's newest bad boy, the Revolution Max 1250. This liquid-cooled monster is indestructible because it solved the biggest serial killer of motorcycle engines throughout history: heat death. You see, most engines die from thermal stress, like that friend who can't handle spicy food and breaks down after one jalapeno. The Revolution Max features a sophisticated liquid cooling system that maintains perfect operating temperatures even when you're crawling through Death Valley traffic in August while wearing full leather gear because you thought it looked cool. The dual overhead cams distribute valve train stress across multiple contact points, preventing the catastrophic cam lobe failures that turn other engines into expensive paperweights. But here's where it gets really clever. Variable valve timing means this engine never overworks itself. It's like having an engine with a built-in survival instinct that automatically adjusts to reduce stress. The counterbalancer system eliminates the destructive vibrations that literally shake other engines apart, like a paint mixer full of bolts. The 1,250cc displacement produces 150 horsepower, but the engine is built to handle much more, meaning it's never working at its limits during normal operation. Early reports from adventure riders who've put these engines through absolute hell show virtually no wear after 50,000 plus miles of abuse. But if you think that engine was impressive, wait until you see what happens when German precision meets American muscle. At number 14 is the Milwaukee 8107. This 1,746cc beast survives because it features a precision cooling system that targets specific hotspots with the accuracy of a sniper, taking out engine-killing thermal buildup. 4 valves per cylinder, instead of the traditional 2, means each valve does less work and runs significantly cooler. It's like having a work crew where everyone has a specific job instead of one guy trying to do everything and having a nervous breakdown. The single cam design eliminates the chain tensioner failures that have destroyed countless twin cam engines, because apparently, some engineer finally realized that simpler is often better. The oil-cooled cylinder heads prevent the aluminum warping that kills air-cooled motors when they get too hot. The precision cooling system uses targeted oil jets to cool critical areas, like having a personal air conditioning system for each component. The Milwaukee 8107 features the first production Harley engine to use a gear-driven oil pump, which provides consistent oil pressure regardless of engine speed or temperature. This engine literally cannot starve itself of oil, which is like having a guarantee against the most common cause of engine death. At number 13 is the Twin Cam 88B, but there's a hidden version that most riders miss. One tiny change makes it nearly indestructible, and if you overlook it, you're making a huge mistake. The Twin Cam 88B earns its place because it solved one of the most insidious engine killers in motorcycle history: destructive vibration. The B stands for balanced, and that balance is exactly what transforms this engine from merely reliable to absolutely immortal. Internal counterbalancers eliminate the destructive vibrations that literally shake other engines to death over time. Without constant vibration stress, gaskets stay sealed for 100,000 plus miles instead of weeping oil after 20,000. Bolts never work loose, preventing the cascade failures that turn minor issues into major rebuilds. Internal components don't develop fatigue cracks from constant shaking. The improved oil pump design prevents the oil starvation issues that killed early Twin Cam 88 engines. The twin gear pump delivers consistent pressure and flow, ensuring every bearing gets fed, regardless of engine speed or attitude. The stronger crankshaft uses larger main bearing journals that can handle the increased torque loads without flexing or failing. Custom builders worship this engine because they know they can modify it extensively without compromising reliability. You can bolt on performance parts, increase compression, add forced induction, and this engine just asks for more punishment. If you think balanced engineering was impressive, at number 12, the Sportster Evolution 1200 will shatter everything you thought you knew about high-performance reliability. Don't let the Sportster name fool you into thinking this is some weekend warrior toy. The Sportster Evolution 1200 is tougher than a prison stake and more reliable than gravity, earning its reputation through decades of surviving abuse that would make other engines file for disability benefits. This engine is indestructible because it embraces the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. The aluminum heads dissipate heat 3 times better than iron, preventing the warping and cracking that kills other air-cooled engines. The bottom end is massively overbuilt for its power output, designed to handle 100+ horsepower, but only making 70. So it never works hard, even when you're beating on it like it owes you money. 2 valves per cylinder means fewer parts to break, and the pushrod design has been proven reliable for over a century of abuse. The cam-in-case design eliminates the chain tensioner failures that plague overhead cam engines. You can literally forget to change the oil for 15,000 miles, run it low on oil, feed it the cheapest gas available, and this engine will still fire up and ask for more abuse. Custom builders hunt for these engines like treasure seekers looking for gold because they know you can double the horsepower, and they'll still run forever. It's the AK-47 of motorcycle engines. Simple, reliable, and absolutely unstoppable. But hold on tight, because Twin Cam 96 takes displacement to a whole new level of indestructibility. And the engineering behind this will shock you for number 11. The Twin Cam 96 represents the sweet spot in Harley's engine evolution. This 1,580cc beast earns its indestructible reputation by spreading power loads across more displacement, reducing stress per square inch, like distributing weight across a larger foundation. The larger bore and stroke dimensions create lower piston speeds at any given RPM, which dramatically reduces wear rates. It's like the difference between a hummingbird's wings and an eagle's. Both fly, but one works much harder. The twin-gear oil pump delivers 40% more oil flow than previous designs, preventing the bearing failures that turn engines into expensive boat anchors. The stronger crankshaft uses larger main bearing journals that can handle massive torque loads without flexing. The electronic fuel injection system maintains perfect air-fuel ratios under all conditions, preventing the lean conditions that melt pistons and the rich conditions that wash protective oil films off cylinder walls. But here's what really makes this engine indestructible. The bottom end is built to handle significantly more power than the engine produces in stock form. You can add turbochargers, nitrous oxide, or extensive internal modifications, and the basic architecture just absorbs the punishment and asks for more. But you haven't seen anything yet. Coming in at number 10 is the Shovelhead 1200, and what I'm about to reveal will shatter every myth about engine reliability. Here's where conventional wisdom gets turned on its head like a motorcycle in a stunt show gone wrong. I can already hear you screaming, "Leak-proof?" Shovelheads leak more oil than the Exxon Valdez. But this is where the magic happens. Shovelheads are indestructible because they leak oil, not despite it. The constant oil seepage keeps everything externally lubricated, preventing the dry start wear that kills modern engines with their fancy sealed systems. It's like having a self-lubricating machine that marks its territory while protecting itself from corrosion and wear. The simple pushrod design has fewer precision tolerances to maintain compared to overhead cam engines. The iron cylinders can handle thermal expansion and contraction without cracking like aluminum components. The massive oil capacity means even significant leaks don't affect internal lubrication. Most importantly, the bottom end is agricultural-grade strong, built like tractor engines that run for decades without major service. The simple ignition system never needs adjustment and runs on any electrical system. The low compression ratio means it never works hard, even at redline. Claiming the number 9 spot is the Panhead 1200, which has a feature so advanced that it predicted the future of reliability. The self-adjusting secret will blow your mind. The Panhead engine represents a quantum leap in Harley engineering, and its immortality comes from hydraulic valve lifters, that automatically adjust valve clearances and eliminate the hammering that destroys solid lifter engines over time. Think about this. Most engines require periodic valve adjustments because clearances change as components wear. Miss an adjustment, and you get valve train damage that cascades into expensive repairs. The Panhead's hydraulic lifters automatically compensate for wear, maintaining perfect valve timing and clearances throughout the engine's life. It's like having a self-adjusting engine that maintains itself. The aluminum cylinder heads shed heat efficiently, while the iron cylinders provide durability and thermal stability. The improved oil circulation system keeps bearings fed under all operating conditions. The combustion chamber design burns fuel completely and efficiently, preventing the carbon buildup that chokes other engines. But here's the real genius. The Panhead was designed with generous tolerances that allow for significant wear without affecting performance. As components wear in, the engine actually gets smoother and more reliable. It's self-breaking-in engineering that improves with age. The Knucklehead 1200 at number 8 has one breakthrough that makes it virtually indestructible. Miss this, and you'll regret it forever. The Knucklehead engine holds a special place in motorcycle history as the engine that proved American engineering could build something both beautiful and brutally effective. This engine survives because it introduced overhead valves to Harley's Big Twin lineup, dramatically improving breathing efficiency and reducing internal operating temperatures. The overhead valve design allows for larger valves and better port shapes, which means the engine breathes easier and runs cooler. The dry sump oil system prevents oil starvation during hard acceleration, cornering, or extended high-speed operation. The massive flywheels store tremendous rotational energy, smoothing power delivery and reducing stress on drivetrain components. The simple, robust construction uses materials and tolerances that were massively overbuilt for the era. It's like building a bridge designed to handle freight trains when you only need to carry bicycles. The bottom end is virtually indestructible, with main bearings large enough to support engines making twice the power. Custom builders still seek out Knucklehead engines because they know the basic architecture can handle virtually any modification or power increase. This engine set speed records and proved that American motorcycles could compete with anything in the world. Brace yourself. At number 7 is the Ironhead Sportster 1000, an engine that survived decades of abuse that would make a tank mechanic cry. This engine earned its reputation the hard way. By surviving decades of abuse from riders who treated maintenance schedules like polite suggestions rather than requirements. This engine is indestructible because cast iron cylinders can handle thermal stress that would crack aluminum components faster than your New Year's resolutions. The simple cam and case design eliminates the chain tensioner failures that plague overhead cam engines. When cam chains stretch or tensioners fail in modern engines, you get catastrophic timing failures. The Ironhead's gear-driven cam system runs forever without adjustment or maintenance. The massive oil capacity for its displacement means everything stays swimming in lubrication, even during extended high RPM operation. The low compression ratio means this engine never works hard, even at redline. You can run it on regular pump gas, aviation fuel, or practically anything combustible without problems. Custom builders actively hunt for these engines because they know you can double or triple the horsepower, and they'll still run reliably. The bottom end can handle massive power increases without internal failures. The cylinder heads respond well to porting and larger valves. At number 6 is the Evolution 1340, and this engine didn't just save motorcycles, it saved an entire American institution from complete annihilation. What Harley did next was so desperate and brilliant, it will surprise you. The Evolution engine literally saved Harley-Davidson from extinction, and it did so by being so reliable and well-engineered that it made people forget about decades of oil leaks, electrical problems, and questionable build quality. This isn't just corporate salvation. This is about building an engine so good it restored faith in American motorcycle engineering. The Evo's indestructibility comes from learning every painful lesson from previous engine failures and fixing them all in one comprehensive redesign. Aluminum heads and cylinders shed heat efficiently while maintaining structural strength. The improved oil system eliminates the chronic leaks that plagued shovelheads while maintaining adequate lubrication under all conditions. The electronic ignition system provides consistent spark timing without adjustment, eliminating the timing problems that plagued earlier engines. The bottom end uses modern metallurgy combined with old-school robust design principles. Every component was redesigned using computer analysis and real-world testing to eliminate weak points. The manufacturing tolerances were tighter and more consistent than any previous Harley engine, eliminating the quality lottery that plagued earlier models. The Evolution responds incredibly well to modifications and performance upgrades, with custom builders regularly extracting 100+ horsepower while maintaining reliability. Here's where things get legendary. Number 5 is the Flathead 1200, an engine that didn't just survive tough conditions, it survived actual warfare and came home begging for another fight. If an engine can survive actual warfare, that tells you everything you need to know about its durability. The Flathead engine didn't just power motorcycles through World War II, it powered victory through some of the worst conditions imaginable and came home asking for more punishment. The side valve design is mechanically simple, with massive valve seats that never burn or warp. There are no overhead valves to adjust, no cam chains to stretch, and no complex timing systems to fail. The low compression ratio means this engine runs on any fuel from premium gasoline to kerosene to captured enemy fuel supplies. During World War II, military flatheads ran on everything from aviation gas to diesel fuel mixed with gasoline, and they just kept running. The cast iron construction handles thermal stress without cracking or warping. The simple splash lubrication system works even when severely neglected or contaminated. The bottom end is built like agricultural equipment, designed to run for decades without major service. Military mechanics could rebuild these engines in field conditions with basic tools and improvised parts. The simple design meant that worn components could be repaired or replaced without precision machining or specialized equipment. But prepare yourself for absolute insanity. This next engine proves that when it comes to indestructibility, size absolutely matters. Coming in at number 4 is the Twin Cam 103. The Twin Cam 103 represents the evolution of Harley's twin cam design. And this one, 1,690cc beast, earns its indestructible reputation through the simple principle that bigger displacement means less stress per cubic inch. Lower piston speeds at any given RPM dramatically reduce wear rates and mechanical stress. It's like the difference between a sprinter and a marathon runner. Both cover ground, but one works much harder and wears out faster. The improved oil pump design prevents the bearing failures that plagued earlier twin-cam engines. The system delivers consistent pressure and flow regardless of engine speed, temperature, or attitude. The stronger connecting rods handle the increased torque, loads without flexing or failing. The crankshaft uses larger main bearing journals that can support the additional stresses. The electronic fuel injection system maintains perfect air-fuel ratios under all operating conditions, preventing the lean conditions that melt pistons and the rich conditions that wash protective oil films off cylinder walls. But here's the real secret. Every component is designed with significant safety margins. Custom builders regularly extract 120+ horsepower from these engines without compromising reliability. The thermal management system sets the 103 apart from its predecessors. Optimized cylinder head fin geometry maximizes heat dissipation, while the conservative 9.6:1 compression ratio keeps operating temperatures in check. This superior heat management means components last exponentially longer, and heat is the ultimate enemy of engine longevity. This next engine represents the absolute pinnacle of what's possible when money is no object. The premium construction will make your jaw hit the floor. At number 3 is the Milwaukee 8-114. This engine represents the absolute pinnacle of Harley-Davidson engineering, built without the cost constraints that limit regular production engines. This 1,868cc monster is indestructible because it's constructed using premium materials and manufacturing processes that would bankrupt lesser manufacturers. Every internal component is forged rather than cast, providing superior strength and durability. The crankshaft is a work of mechanical art. Perfectly balanced, incredibly strong, and machined to tolerances that would make Swiss watchmakers jealous. The connecting rods are forged steel beams that could handle twice the engine's power output without breaking a sweat. The oil-cooled cylinder heads prevent the thermal stress that kills air-cooled engines under extreme conditions. Targeted oil jets cool critical areas like exhaust valve seats and spark plug threads, preventing the hotspots that cause component failures. The counterbalance design eliminates vibration-induced fatigue that causes bolts to loosen and gaskets to fail over time. The electronic engine management system monitors dozens of parameters and adjusts fuel delivery, ignition timing, and other variables in real time to optimize performance while protecting the engine from damage. CVO customers expect perfection, and this engine delivers with hand-assembled precision that borders on obsession. Prepare yourself for the ultimate shock. This next engine didn't just change the game, it completely rewrote the rules of reliability. Taking the number 2 spot is Twin Cam 88. The original Twin Cam 88 earns the number 2 spot because it represents the foundation of modern Harley reliability. This engine fixed every major weakness that plagued previous Harley engines while introducing technologies that would define the brand for decades to come. Dual cam chains eliminate the single-point failures of gear-driven cam systems. If one chain stretches or fails, the other can still maintain valve timing long enough to prevent catastrophic damage. The improved oil system prevents the bearing starvation issues that killed earlier engines. The twin gear pump delivers consistent pressure and flow, while improved oil passages ensure every bearing gets adequate lubrication. The stronger bottom end handles modern power levels without the failures that plagued earlier engines when modified. The electronic ignition system never needs adjustment and provides consistent spark timing under all conditions. The fuel injection system maintains perfect air-fuel ratios, preventing the conditions that destroy engines. Most importantly, the manufacturing tolerances were dramatically tighter than previous Harley engines, ensuring consistent quality and performance. The Twin Cam 88 proved that Harley-Davidson could build engines that were both characterful and reliable, setting the stage for everything that followed. But nothing, and I mean nothing, could prepare you for the absolute king of indestructibility. The mechanical immortality of this beast will leave you absolutely speechless. Coming in at number 1 is the Shovelhead 1340. The 1,340cc Shovelhead is the most indestructible Harley engine ever built, and the absolute pinnacle of mechanical immortality. This engine doesn't just deserve the crown, it demands it through decades of surviving abuse that would reduce lesser engines to scrap metal and broken dreams. The 1,340 Shovelhead represents the absolute peak of old-school Harley engineering, taking everything learned from decades of Shovelhead production and creating something truly legendary. The larger displacement reduces stress per cubic inch while providing massive torque output. It's like upgrading from a stressed-out small engine to a relaxed giant that barely works to produce incredible power. The improved oil circulation system fixed the lubrication issues that occasionally plagued smaller Shovelheads. The bottom end is so massively overbuilt, it borders on ridiculous. The crankshaft could probably support a small building. The connecting rods are agricultural-grade strong, and the main bearings are sized for engines making twice the power. Custom builders regularly add nitrous oxide, turbochargers, and extensive internal modifications, and this engine just absorbs the punishment and asks for more. The simple design means any competent mechanic can service or rebuild it with basic tools. No computer diagnostics, no specialized equipment, no proprietary parts that cost more than a small car. The 1,340 Shovelhead regularly survives 200,000 plus miles with nothing more than basic maintenance. But here's what really makes it the ultimate indestructible engine. It gets better with age. As components wear in and tolerances stabilize, the engine becomes smoother, more reliable, and more characterful. The 1340 Shovelhead is the last of the truly bulletproof Harley engines, built before emissions regulations and complexity took over. It represents pure mechanical engineering, focused on one goal: building an engine that would run forever, regardless of how badly you treated it. If these indestructible legends blew your mind, click the next video now for more mechanical mayhem that'll leave you speechless.